Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashe Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you synopsis, shorts review, along with my thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. Hello everybody, Agashe here today. So today I'm doing a Korean drama review called Bulgasal, Immortal Souls. And it's a total of 16 episodes. It airs on Saturday, Sunday, and it airs on Netflix. No promotion or no promoting, like Agashe said, to Netflix. Just watching it because it seems pretty interesting. There's a lot of promotion about it, but I actually didn't look into the promotion, and I just saw a little clip of the trailer. I didn't even look at the 5-minute trailer or anything. I just watched 30-second one. I thought it was, from the trailer, it looks a little bit it looks like it was going to be this love story of this immortal guy waiting to find his loved one, like Tokibi, Goblin. Nope, it's nothing like that. So yeah, I was watching, I was like, damn, it's a lot of things. And TVA, you not playing, man. And their wardrobe, I'm sorry, a little bit spoiler, they're covered in a lot of blood, and their wardrobes are constantly covered in blood and everything. It's just damn, they on a whole new level with this drama. But we're gonna go over the cast synopsis in the first 2 episodes today. So as for our cast, we have Lee Jun-wook as Tang Hwal. Agashe and I, we were with how he looks like in the modern time in this drama. When his hair grew out, he looks like Jeong in Devil Judge, Kim Gong, how he looked like that. And we're like, he could totally play an older version of Jeong, or he's the older version and Jeong's the younger version. But anyways, and then there's Kwang Narang as Mi Sang-woo, Lee Jung as Ok Eun-tae, Go Sung-young as Tang Sol, Jung Ji-young as Tang Kul, and Park Myung-shin as, they just said she's the shaman, she doesn't have a name, and then Kim Woo-suk as Nam Do-young, and Han Dong-kyu as Go-boo. And there's tons of other people. We get a lot of people cameo and playing because they're it's from the past life and they get reborn again. And there's also they have monsters, so tons of people and souls and all stuff like that appearing. But as for our synopsis, this series tells the story of a woman who repeats death and reincarnated as a human for 600 years and remembers her past life. A man who was cursed since birth and exempted from death cannot be killed or cannot killed, has lived for the past 600 years as a Bulgasal. And Bulgasal is a mystical creature that feeds off of human blood and is cursed with immortality. Tang Hwal, I can't, it's so hard tongue rolling to say his name. Tang Hwal was a human 600 years ago while carrying out his mission as a military officer or commander to erase all of the monsters and everything in the former dynasty he was living in. He suddenly became immortal, and now he's been immortal for 600 years. And then there's Mi Sang-woo, who used to be immortal. Now she's reincarnated into becoming a human being, and she's living as a human, but as a tragic, or as kind of a curse for her. She remembers her past life, and a lot of things happen to her as human that she changes her name and identity, and constantly living in hiding and looking out for revenge. And then Eun-tae is immortal. Unlike Tang Hwal, he enjoys the immortality and the power and wealth that he has. And in the past, Tang Sol used to be Tang Hwal's wife, and now she has something special. So I'm not sure yet if she's going to appear 600 years later, reborn as a human. So far, hasn't seen her. But recap on the first 2 episodes. This drama starts us off with this sword fight going on top of this bridge, and both men falls off the bridge and into the water. And then we see one of the men floating along the stream, and his flesh looks like it's gotten eaten out and everything like that. And it shows that the creature, Bulgasal, which is Tang Hwal, he's been searching for one person who can break the curse so that he can end his immortality, that he's been immortal for 600 years. And we flash back to way back then, the Lake Koryong time, way back then, a bunch of villagers are moving through the snow, trying to move away from their village to another village because their village currently has like monsters who eats humans and everything like that. So some of the villagers, like, you know, they're really afraid and they talk about it, and they stumble upon a monster who's currently like eating like a human flesh, like something like that nearby. And this pregnant woman, she just walks over to that monster while everybody's like fear, like, oh my god, why is she doing this, where is she going? And her husband's trying to stop her, but they won't let the husband go. They're like, no, she's approaching him and the monster's gonna eat her, and you know, and he's like, no, my wife is pregnant and stuff like that. The wife goes up to the monster and asks, take away my unborn baby. And she's begging this monster, and this monster got scared of her and ran away. And her husband brings her back and tells her she needs to stop being cuckoo crazy like that. And she brings up that she doesn't want to give birth to her baby because her baby is cursed. So basically, like, there's like the shaman who's around among them, and so she talks about it too, you know. So the mom's like afraid to give birth to a baby that's cursed. And later in the night, they're all asleep, hiding from the ring. The husband wakes up in the middle of the night, and his wife is gone. And he finds her. She hung herself on a tree. She's dead, but the baby falls out of her. The baby is born, and it's alive, and it's still stuck on the umbilical cord on the mom. Like, this scene is just, oh, like, it's so hard to watch. Like, if you guys seen it, it's just so hard to watch. Like, the description is nothing like what the scene has. But the baby survived. The baby doesn't cry and all this stuff like that. So the villagers are like, oh my god, like, what's going on? Like, the mom hung herself before she gave birth. There's no way that the baby would have survived, but the baby survived, you know. And so the shaman lady who was with them, she's like, this baby is born cursed, the poor guy's son is gonna come after it, you know, we're all cursed and stuff like that, you know. And then we flash 10 years later, the baby's all grown up and he's a little boy now. He doesn't talk. So he's always by himself. Villagers, they hate him. They say he's cursed. That's why their village is so bad. And they think he's mute and he's deaf or something like that. He doesn't have a name. He doesn't talk. So more bodies keep showing up in their village as like the bloods are getting sucked out of these bodies, you know. And so they're like, you know, it's the poor guy's son, and you know, the shaman brings up that it's the boy again, and you know, the boy, it's because of the boy bringing bad luck, that poor guy's son is never gonna leave them, it's just gonna keep killing. So now the village are like, you know, we're gonna have to kill this boy or these bad stuff would never leave us. So they go and try to kill this boy, the little boy, and he runs over a frozen lake and he falls into there. Someone actually does come and help him, and when he wakes up, it's this woman with beautiful long hair who has saved him. And the villagers found him again, that he's alive, because when he fell in there, they're just kind of like, okay, he's either going to swim out or he's going to die, but we have to make sure he dies and find his body. And they found him, he's alive, so they're, oh, he's right there, kill him. And when they're about to kill him, this woman comes in, saves him from getting stabbed, and she got stabbed instead, and she died in front of them. And then so the little boy's like, oh my god, like, I don't know who she is, and she saved me from these villagers. And all of a sudden, as they're about to kill this boy again, this general and his troop, his army troop, stops. And they were like, you know, he's all like, why are you guys doing this to this little boy, killing him? What did he do wrong, you know? And this general ended up being Tangguk. He offers his kindness to this little boy, and he named this little boy Hwal, meaning rebirth, because the boy has no name. He's not deaf, he actually speaks. So everybody's like, oh my god, like, he does speak, you know. And the villager still wants to kill him, so this general takes the boy as his adopted son. And as they're about to leave, the shaman lady stops the general, saying that this boy is cursed. If you take him, you will be cursed, you know. And the general's like, I don't believe all these things, you know, move, I'm gonna leave with the boy. And then 17 years later, Hwal is a grown man now. He works alongside with his adopted father, leading their army, fighting monster in the Joseon dynasty. And he's known to be the best monster slayer out there in history. He's able to kill all the monster. Him and his father's missions is to make sure that all these monsters disappear in the Joseon dynasty era time, so the world can live peacefully. And they end up rushing home, and they receive a letter. As they reach home, they learn that the general's daughter, Tang So, gave birth prematurely, and the baby died. And she's been hugging onto her dead baby for like over a month. And the father takes the baby away as he cannot watch his daughter suffer. So we learn that when the general adopted Hwal, he married Hwa off to his daughter Tang-so, and both of them gave birth to a son, A-chung, who is blind. And now she gave birth to a baby girl who died. And Soul has like this special power where she's able to see people's past, and she was able to see that Hwa is cursed. And the father doesn't believe any of this and thought they were fitted to be together because the world thinks they're weirdos, you know, but they clicked so well as kids and things just didn't turn out well for them as kids, and putting them together they were really happy as kids, but growing up apparently it didn't work out for them, and Sora hates Hwa's bad luck and curse and everything like that. So watching that his wife and son suffer a lot and his baby girl dying before he can actually meet her, he's going to put an end to this Bulgasal because everybody said he's cursed and the Bulgasal keeps coming. That's why all these bad things keep happening around him. He takes his wife and his son to go find the Bulgasal to kill it. On their way, he ends up meeting the same woman he did 17 years ago, and he's confused. Why is she alive? Didn't she die saving him, you know, when he was a boy? So, but he ended up saving her, and she escaped. Bad mistake, because later that night, he's out on his hunt to get this Bulgasal. Bulgasal comes and kills his army, his wife, and his son. He comes back to his dead wife and son, and just then the Bulgasal appears and stabs him in the chest and the back. And it turned out to be this lady with the long hair, red and everything like that, dressed in red, that I saved him 17 years ago. She was the Bulgasal who's been sucking blood out of all these humans that she's been killing. Killing him lifted her curse, and she took his soul. So now she is human, she's immortal now, and he becomes the Bulgasal and he becomes immortal. He wakes up, he kills her, she dies, and he cannot die, you know. And the news gets passed on to the general that, you know, your daughter's dead, your grandson's dead, and your son escaped, and he's the actual Bulgasal who's been doing all these bad things. The general takes his army out to go see this himself and get revenge. But when he meets Hwa, he realized that Hwa is saddened about everything and he cannot die. And he's like, my wife is dead, my son is dead, my baby who was born just died. Like, I'm suffering, you know. And he wants to get revenge. He wants to kill himself, but he can't die. He's immortal now. So the generals are like, I'm just gonna let you go. You know I raised you and you have a heart. You had a human heart. You are nothing like that. Go. And just when he's about to go, the army comes, catches them. They end up killing the general, and Hwa is about to get his revenge on the general, and the general's like, stop, you know, this, you're better than this, don't do this. So Hwa ends up taking the general away from everybody, and the general makes Hwa promises him that never feed off of human blood, and he will get this curse lifted. So we see time, like the general dies right there, and we see time jumps. Hwa continues to live as the immortal Bulgasal and in search for the woman who did this to him, because he wants to give her a taste of her own medicine again, pretty much make you come back and become the Bulgasal and be immortal so he can be free. And he's been living off of animal bloods instead, so he doesn't feed off of human. You know, he sticks to his promise that he makes to the general, so he doesn't feed off of them, he feeds off of animal instead. And we jump to 2006, where Sanju and Sangur are twin sisters. One is born with the memory of the past, the other is born with the soul scent that was taken away from Hwa. Because when she stabbed Hwa back then in the Joseon era, his soul went into her. Like, you could see it climb into her, and that's how she became human, immortal. So Sanju has the memory, and she knows that the Bulgasal is coming after her. Sanju has the soul, which was taken from Hwa, and monster who Hwa killed back then can smell her. So all the monsters he killed back then, they always say, oh, I'm gonna get revenge, I'm gonna come back for you. So they always come after Sangur. So Hwa finally finds the sister, and Sangu panics and she runs away with Sangur, and they have to like hide, you know, so that the Bulgasal can't find them because it's gonna kill them. But the younger sisters are like, you're insane, you know, and doesn't listen. And eventually, because she doesn't listen to the older one who has the memory, the mother and Sun Young, the older one with the memory, they get attacked and they die. Before Sun Young dies, she tells Sangur to never trust anyone, always run and hide, and so she must find the Bulgasal and kill it. So that's the only thing she was able to say to her younger sister before her and the mom died. So the one that died has the memory, the one that is still alive has the soul. So it's currently the current time right now, and Summer is all grown up and she changed her name to Mi Sung-woo. She's living a different life every day or every time. She's constantly moving, so nobody ever knows where she's at. And it's been 15 years since her mom and her sister died, and she stupidly, I'm sorry, went back to the apartment where her mom and her sister died, apologizing for never believing her sister back then. Just then the door rattled and Hua is on the other side. He is still searching for her, so from the looks of it, it didn't look like he was the one who killed the older sister and the mom. Someone else did, but whoever did this kept Sang-woo alive, and now Hwal is he finally finds her and he meets her and he's all like, it's you, you know, so he's gonna get his revenge going. So that's a lot. It's a lot of information for the first 2 episodes. You really have to pay attention because it really sets you up for the next like couple episodes. But so far, at first, the first episode really got Agashe and I confused. We were so confused. We were like, we have no idea what is going on. Like, seriously, so confused. But episode 2 kind of explained a little bit more. And I honestly, I mean, if my explanation of some of the stuff I've been saying is wrong, please correct me in the comments below, because we might be getting this story wrong. The first 2, that's as much as we can understand and understand everything that's going on. So it's like we have a lot of thoughts, like we're like hoping that he doesn't fall in love with Sang-woo because he's out there to end his immortality and gets his revenge. We do hope that his wife does exist in this time too. She does get reborn, because we do see that the dad he is reborn in this time, current time, and he's a detective. So a lot of them are reborn and they're like, some of them still remember certain things, some of them don't, and it's only Hua who's been around for 600 years and he's miserable and he wants to end this so that he can die. He's actually wishing to die, you know, he doesn't want to live. So but yeah, so far it's going good. I think I'm gonna let it sit a couple more episodes before watching it, because we want to actually understand what is going on. There's a lot of holes that needs to be filled in for us to understand, and I think one of the thing is that like I didn't do any of my research. I didn't look into anything of what it's about, what's gonna happen. Like I didn't even know what a Bulgasal was until we finished watching it, and I went look it up. I'm like, oh, it's a mystical creature, but man, it's exactly like how they portray it. Whoever it is feeds off of human blood, but you know, I mean, you technically don't have to, but you know, they do. But Hua didn't do that, you know. He feeds off of human and he's been alive, and like when they don't feed off of blood, they start to like get skinny and lose their power. Like it actually shows when he was actually feeding off of a horse, like when he was drinking the blood, he actually gave him powers and everything back. So I don't know, but I mean, so far it's good. It's a little bit confusing. Hopefully the next couple episodes will fill in the holes in there and a little bit more understanding. And we do, honestly, and crossing fingers, Agashe and I were hoping it doesn't turn out to be a romance. I'm sure there's gonna be romance, but we don't want him to fall in love with like Ning Sang-woo, because it's kind of like, why? Like, she's the one who put you in this misery in the first place, you know. And from the looks of him and his wife, they were like, they really loved each other, but it's like his character, he was just so afraid of his curse that it was hard for him to love his wife and kids. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But I mean, I've explained so much and I don't want to ruin so much for you guys. If you guys have not checked it out, do check it out. So far it's good. Don't watch it at night. That's all I can say. So, but there are some scenes that will creep you out, stuff that will pop out. There's monsters and everything. It's very bloody, so very rated R. So do not watch it at night. But that's it for today's drama review. I don't want to blabber on too long, and I will see you guys next time.